1337.
Let's get ready to rumble! That's right, I'm here. This is Mouse here with my aching tummy right now. It's like growling like you wouldn't believe it. I've already had my food, and I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe there's like, it's just it. Yeah, Vixen is over here like laughing because she can hear me, but Vixen's over here to my right. Say hi, Vixen.
Hey everybody, this is Vixen.
And over to my left is Deacon.
What's up?
What's up? How you doing?
Oh wow,
I'm
so
doing
much
good.
more energy.
You know, you have a lot more energy this time.
I
can
do,
hear it.
right?
Did you
Yeah.
have coffee?
No, the thing is,
He didn't have coffee.
No, listen, I'm explaining it. Tengu, he was joking around while we were setting up, telling me about coffee pills, so I ordered some already. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome, bro. I'm
And
always
he
looking out
got
for
his
you.
high just by
Oh,
ordering
dear.
it. You know,
Contact order.
contact. Wow. To the front. What's up, Mr. Tengu?
Not too much.
All right.
Playing around with
So we
levels
got
right
someone energetic, someone mellow.
We're here at Radio 1337 on UrbanNightsRadio.com. And here we go. We have a lot of stuff going on here for the show. Vixen has a great weapon for her weapon segment. And Deacon has a great thing for his
I guess it'd be like
wang
a little.
thingy bobber. What?
Did you say wang?
He did say
He
wang.
did.
Smurf, okay?
Okay. Get that
Well, I
over.
mean, you're just talking, Chinese surnames now, but still, really? Wang?
Would you prefer me saying Ching?
Ching Chang.
Or
Yeah, so-
would you prefer me saying Dong?
Oh.
Are we talking dong or dong sing?
I'm gonna.
And as
try
you were
and
saying,
speak,
Deacon?
It's like a little.
I think we're sticking to Smurf.
Oh
Yeah,
dear.
let's just stick to Smurf.
All right,
No.
so here we go. This is the game news. Did you guys know that Angry Birds is all over the place? You guys played the game, right?
Yeah.
I put it down.
Oh.
Did you play it, Tengu?
I have not, but I've been tempted, which is a
Okay.
very bad thing.
You need to
in
flick
itself.
those
Not been.
birds.
Well,
No.
Those birds.
so Angry Birds is not over yet. They're actually planning on making a movie
Oh.
that's set to come out in July of 2016.
Wasn't
Did-
there a movie
I would
Rio?
ask- How they would make it a movie, but I'm scared after what they've done to a few movies.
Didn't you see Red versus Blue, like, their take on it? Or
Nope.
Rooster Teeth, I guess I should
Oh
say?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Rooster Teeth did, like,
RVD.
that spoof on their site, and they made, like, a little
Those
short
people.
film of it.
What was
Red
their
versus Blue I could buy.
8th anniversary. they
Angry
did it?
Birds, no.
Well, just to solidify the Angry Birds movie, they've tapped producers John Cohen and David Maciel from Despicable Me and Iron Man to lead the project. So it looks pretty legitimate to me. At least it sounds legitimate to me. But then here's the thing. Rovio is the company that created Angry Birds. They're actually funding and producing the film entirely on their own. They're not
Wow.
getting any backers. And it's not like they don't have the money for it, right?
Yeah, I was about to say, they've got
Yeah.
disposable
Let's do some
income now.
math. This is 99
Either way, I
cents
gotta
a
give
game.
kudos to them.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to.
Anyway,
Well,
survey in the United Kingdom said men in relationships prefer games over sex.
More consistent.
You think so?
Yeah, the game's always going to be there for you, and it's not going to complain.
That's a lie.
Plus-
If you've ever played, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina
Oh,
of Time,
God.
you know they complain.
Navi.
Well, let's also put it this way: you only put $60 on it, and unless you decide to go for DLC, that's the last you have to spend on it. It does not
That's
raid
a
your
very
wallet.
good point.
You
So,
do not take it to dinner.
in
You
a
do not
survey
worry
of-
about its feelings.
In a survey of 1,442 men in the UK, the men who have been in relationships for 6 months or more would rather play a new video game. 49% of the men surveyed said they would choose video games over sex, while 32% would rather have sex with their partner, and 19% indicated that their choice would depend on the game in question.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah,
I
of
could
course.
understand that actually.
No.
Now, see, is this talking about their preference towards video games or just the fact of something we're not aware of with British women?
Could be a little bit of both.
I think it's the teeth.
Oh, jeez.
That was a quick and simple shot. Dude.
Hey, dude, it was open. You opened the door. I walked right in. I mean, I love my British fellow folk and everything,
Do
but
you?
Well, I mean, the accent's cool, but, you know.
yeah.
That's the only thing cool, though.
Yeah,
Hey.
I mean,
Defensive
Oh,
over
are
there.
you British?
Partially,
Are you
yes.
partially British?
Yes.
I am too. You don't see me,
Well, I
like,
couldn't
not
tell
ragging
because
on
you had
them.
straight teeth.
I want to clap.
Braces do wonders.
Okie dokie, that's it. I'm not gonna go on for that one. Like, so EA, you guys know EA, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
A long time ago, EA was getting really angry with people that were pirating their video games, and so they started this program called the Online Pass program,
Stupidest thing ever.
and that was about 2010. Nowadays, they're thinking of putting an end to it.
Greatest idea ever.
You think so?
Yes.
You know, I think that's
It's programmed onto the disc. It should come with you with the inherent value of the game that you pay for.
well, I think there are arguments against it, but
I don't care.
you
what
know,
they
for
are.
the most part, EA is going to put an end to this program. They're actually generating about 10 to 15 million for EA. I think what they were trying to do was trying to prevent people from renting games, and so that was kind of their way of like sticking it to them. It was actually a one-time use pass that was included in the game, so that people that bought it would, you know, they would get it for free, but people that rented it obviously couldn't do that, you know, because, you know, it's a one-time use pass, and, you know, they want to experience the game, all the game they can to before they buy it. I just think, I don't know. I'm not really sure about people renting, but that's just my opinion on games in general. Anyway, speaking of, like, you know, points and money and all that stuff, like Microsoft, you know how they have those online? You have online, right? You have Microsoft Xbox Live.
You're
You
not,
Yeah.
you're not
you
a
guys?
human if you don't have it.
Right? And then you guys have like points, you know, associated. I don't even know the exchange rate for it.
It's like
Um,
$1 for 10 or something like that. I don't know.
it's,
I think it was like $1 for like 50 or something.
I use
like that.
my Xbox rewards.
I can't figure out how to use mine, honestly. It's like I don't use it often enough.
Take a survey
So
every month.
speaking of EA putting an end to their online pass program, actually Microsoft is planning on killing off their Xbox points program in favor of currency and gift cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're just-
So what do you
this-
do with the currency that's already on there?
I think what's going to happen is
Get
it's going to
exchanged
transfer over as money, and then after that it's going to be like you put money to it, it'll show you just like kind of what iTunes does.
Yeah.
If you have iTunes, you can check your balance, and it shows a dollar amount for your balance, and then you can just buy whatever you want to with the balance.
That's
That
a really
sounds
good
good.
idea because
Slightly late, but it's 80 points to $1.
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
80 points to $1, Mr. Tengu. He is the one that researches.
that seems kind of odd for some reason. Like, why 80?
But
I
to
know.
be fair, though, if you're dealing with currency that's 100 in increments of 100,
Yeah.
right, and then you go down to increments of 80, it's a lot easier to balance the points
Yeah, it is.
as opposed to something like, oh crap, I only have like, you know, 0.23 cents in my account. What am I gonna buy with this now?
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
It'll sit there forever.
You just literally just waste like 23 cents.
Yeah.
No, that just encourages you to buy more so that you can use that money to. That's what iTunes does with the 99 cents.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Eventually, you'll have like these really weird increments of money, like
But-
82.
That's a really
cents.
good thing though for the exchanging it to currency because there was a story about somebody who moved from England to California and they had to go through all this stuff to fix their Xbox account because when he tried to use his old credit cards, they wouldn't go through because he was located in America now, but his credit cards were still addressed in England.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. The new system will work across all Microsoft's various marketplaces, including Windows Store, Windows Phone Store, and the Xbox. So, all right. So, did you know that there was, unsurprisingly, right,
Oh,
a murder, right, and guess who's blamed for it?
The NRA.
No, no. Video game again. So the murder trial of Chris Harris from Armenton, Illinois, is beginning earlier this month in Peoria, Illinois. He's accused of murdering Rick and Ruth G. and 3 of their children with a tire iron
Wow.
in the family Beeson home in late September 2009, reminiscent of Half-Life.
A tire iron?
Actually, it's not. But the defense is saying that Chris Harris didn't commit the crime. He actually walked in on one of the victims, 14-year-old Dylan, who was murdering his own family, and then he killed Dylan in self-defense.
That should hold up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to make matters
kind of
worse,
sounds like a game plot.
yeah.
Get to writing.
To make matters worse, the defense will call an quote expert witness that will discuss the effects of violent video games can have on people and plan to try and paint Dylan as an antisocial teen with low grades and a history of violent tendencies.
How do you have a video game violence expert?
Yeah, well,
Video
I don't
games
know.
affect everybody differently.
They give
Yeah.
degrees in anything nowadays, dude.
That's true.
Yeah, even video game
Degrees.
design.
Oh, really?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Where do I sign up? Should have known about this.
In lighter news, Nintendo 3DS software sales up 52% year on year in US. I mean, the Nintendo 3DS is actually, it's got its legs now. It's kicking.
Starting to walk.
It's walking. No, it's running.
It's running.
It's running
Yeah,
pretty
it's
fast,
running.
actually.
I still don't own one, so it's walking to me.
They're nice
We're talking like 2
and torturous.
million first-party titles in the first 4 months in
Wow.
2003. This is an increase of 52% over the same period last year. So,
It's
Game-
Luigi's Mansion, that's why.
Probably.
no, actually, games like Lego City Undercover, The Chase Begins, sold 94,000 physical and digital copies in the U.S. since its launch.
What's with Lego games?
See,
Wow.
I'm actually interested in
But
that
yeah,
game.
you know what? Actually, you're right.
I was curious.
Luigi's Mansion actually sold 140,000 units since April.
Yes.
Eh,
Yeah.
It's a good game.
The funny thing is, the Wii U,
Still
the
mad.
Wii, the Xbox 360, PS3, Vita were actually down over the last year. You would think that the Wii U would be totally like up a little bit.
No.
well, if it took the 3DS that long to get its legs, the Wii U might need a little bit more running time.
The Wii U still sounds like an add-on to the Wii.
Well, it does, but it's a whole new console.
But they didn't convey that to me. I thought it was an add-on when I first heard about it.
Yeah.
And that's your game news. We're going to take a break. This is Radio 1337 on Urban Nights Radio. Signing off temporarily. If you want to listen to the latest in dating advice, you want to listen to Love from Venus with Lola and Coco. And those two girls, I must say, are very cool. And I totally would smurf Lola.
I knew it.
What? I'm just saying.
It's so predictable.
You're predictable.
Just
Look,
like a man.
look at her.
I wasn't going to say
Look at
that.
her. She's cute. Here, you think she's cute? Right there. She's cute, isn't she?
This is Vixen from Radio 1337. You're listening to Urban Nights Radio, the sound of artists.
And we're back. Tengu tells me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and surprisingly, his 1 is like a middle finger for some strange reason.
What? I was just counting down.
Yeah. Right.
More like smurfing up.
Yeah.
Better than smurfing off.
All right, let's go into our segment with Vixen.
This is Vixen with the weapon of the week. This week's weapon is the broadsword.
It's like every freaking game character has a broadsword.
Depends, because broadswords are technically different from the iconic sword.
How so?
Broadswords, well,
They're
you
made
usually
for women?
no, no. They're normally used by characters who are heavyset, charge into battle, knights, warriors, vanguards, tanks. Broadswords are, as the name suggests, broader. They're actually called basket hilt swords, but they were nicknamed broadswords so people could identify them rather than a rapier, which is a thinner blade. Broadswords normally have, depending on the European version, have edges on both sides of the blade and has a very wide blade as well. It's different from, like, say, a longsword.
So are these like one-handed or two-handed?
Again, depends on the size and weight of the weapon. Normally they are one-handed, but games exaggerate, so characters usually use two-handed weapons.
So then what makes a difference from, say, like a longsword?
A longsword is, again, longer than a broadsword, but one of the characteristics of a longsword is that the hilt and guard make a T shape or cross shape instead of like the decorated hilt that you normally see with broadswords.
Ooh. So, with these weapons, I would think that they're very heavy. So, I mean, slicing and dicing wouldn't be somewhat like a primary function of a broadsword, would it?
Larger broadswords are generally used for crushing rather than slicing. The smaller broadswords, like, say, Link's Master Sword, is a broadsword. That's meant for slicing. Larger swords, say, like Cloud's from Final Fantasy.
Oops. Sorry.
Cloud from Final Fantasy uses a rather large broadsword.
That's not a broadsword. That's a freaking tank. That's what it is. We're specifically talking about the Buster Sword, the traditional Buster Sword that is known for Cloud.
Yeah, Cloud's icon, pretty much. Other characters that use broadswords are Siegfried from Soul Calibur.
Oh, I totally own with that guy. It's awesome. He does this like triple hit where it's like down, down, up. It's just ridiculous and it's amazing. It just destroys people. Anyway, go on. Who else?
One of the lesser known characters is from Okami on the Wii. It's Tachigami, the little mouse that teaches you the first brush stroke to cut things.
Really? A mouse?
That
A
is
mouse.
so cute.
I love that game.
It's a really good game.
Wow. So I would assume that this has been around for a while. So it seems like a traditional, weapon that everybody, can use. So when did this thing come out?
It was actually one of the first swords developed. It was when you could temper stone and metal into edges. They came out with knives, and then they decided to give it two edges and make it longer, so it became a sword, and that evolved into the broadsword. The term broadsword didn't really come out until the Europeans used it in military tactics.
So if a broadsword had like one edge side, it's not considered a broadsword?
That's not true, because there's also the Chinese equivalent to a broadsword, which is called the Dao. It is a single-edged broadsword.
Oh, that's right. You had any comments on that there, Mr. Deacon?
No, I think this is a fairly well-known weapon.
Yeah,
Not some of the.
It is a
more-
fairly well-known weapon.
Not
but
some of the finer
I think
details she
that
let us in.
There's a couple of things that I actually learned today.
What did you
with the
learn?
broadsword.
You could say sentences in one breath.
I could. Yeah, that was one of them. Tengu?
I didn't know that a Dao was considered a broadsword as well.
I didn't know that either.
No.
I really didn't.
I always liked that weapon. Like whenever I would see it in movies, Zuko. Like I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. So like knowing that that's like dual broadswords and he's just like wielding it like a madman. That's awesome.
It
Yeah,
just looks
it's
like a
fun-
huge axe.
cool
I think
things
it's
you
really
learn.
awesome, but that's just me. Go on.
Just you.
One other character that uses a broadsword is, I have to give this shout out because someone asked me specifically to say it, is a character from Mega Man, is Zane. He's from Mega Man Extreme.
Yeah, that thing looks like a cleaver rather than a freaking broadsword.
Yeah, but it does fall into the broadsword category.
All right. That's Vixen with her weapon of the week.
See you next week.
Are we dropping? Are we going back?
Oh, what are we going on break?
Oh.
I mean, I figured if we're doing a commercial break, you're going to throw it to commercial. You know, something like, we'll be right back with Radio 1337 here on Urban Nights Radio, the sound of artists. Click.
If you want to listen to other game news, you can go to RP Gamers with Cameron Harris and Sean Shannon. They talk about other game stuff, but not like us. We talk about jokes as well. This is Mouse from Radio 1337, and you're listening to Urban Nights Radio, the sound of artists. Welcome to Radio 1337 on UrbanNightsRadio.com, the sound of artists. And to my left is Deacon, and he's going to give us the fighting tip of the week.
Get ready for the next battle.
Round one, fight.
Get over here! Hadouken! Final round.
Thanks to Mouse, I actually looked up some information about Street Fighter, and I know way more than I need to know.
I love Street Fighter. It's amazing.
It's a great game. But you ever wonder why they have so many different names and remasters of old games into new ones?
You mean like Alpha and like Super and like Super Extreme,
And like
Takeover.
Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
God.
Really?
Yes.
I remember that. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It was like they tried to do Street Fighter like Mortal Kombat.
They felt threatened by Mortal Kombat at the time.
It was horrible. Like they got the characters from the Street Fighter movie, like the Van Damme one.
Yeah.
And then they filmed them like they
sprites.
did in like sprites, like in with real life, right?
Yeah.
Just like they did with original Mortal Kombat.
They did that because they felt threatened by Mortal Kombat. At the time, the best fighting game was the one that ate up the most quarters in the arcade. So they
That's
were
true.
just trying to copy styles.
Well, Mortal Kombat was pretty big back then.
It was. So, what was I talking about? Street Fighter 2, the original one that came out.
This is my classic right there. My first love.
You should know this then.
After the rocks?
After the what?
Rocks.
After the rocks? Yeah, right there, because I was playing with the dinosaurs, right?
What was your rock's
Thanks,
name?
Vixen, for making me aware of my age.
I used to drop 2 rocks into the machine and we'd start playing.
Deacon.
Okay. Okay, so Street Fighter 2, when it was originally released, it got hacked by everybody. And one of the most popular mods that they would take was Street Fighter 2 Rainbow Set. What that added was like air specials, air combos, things like that you couldn't do in the original one. So what they did for the re-release of it, they actually took that mod and incorporated it straight into the game and re-released it.
What did they release it as?
They re-released that game as
Championship Edition.
no Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting.
Really?
Yeah,
I remember Championship Edition.
everyone remembers that.
What's so different about that one?
About hyper fighting?
No, Championship Edition.
Oh, same thing. They do it for all their re-releases. They take whatever everybody was saying, they put it in and pass it off as their own. That's the ticket to success.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. What about the other ones? Was there any other ones out since then?
Any new ones out since then? No, I think the most recent one was Street Fighter 4?
Because I know there was like an alpha. Like
This
alpha.
again, re-release.
Oh man.
Here's something you might not know though. For Street Fighter 2, the original one,
Okay.
the characters that you play as are not the original characters. They started tweaking and changing all the bugs that happened so much throughout the process that the final characters are nothing like the original ones.
How so? Can you give me an example?
Well, I can let you play them if you really want to.
Well, I could play them, but that's not like
No,
showing the viewers.
The
He kind of got you there.
Okay, well, fine. The old original characters that were supposed to be released but got tweaked had no super moves.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were what's that word?
Supposed?
No.
Nope.
I'll just say super weak. Their damage was cranked up so high. So basically a fight with the original characters, it would take you about, I think it was 3 minutes on average.
Oh, without the super move?
Yeah, and with their damage that low, depending on the character.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
You could play as them on Street Fighter 2 if you put in the code. It's different for every character
Interesting.
when the plane takes off.
You mean what about Street Fighter 4? Did they bring any of those things for Street Fighter 4?
No. After they incorporated the super moves, they tended to stay on that track because I guess that's what made their game theirs.
Not the like cool mechanics or the awesome character design, just the super moves.
Yeah, just about. The thing was back before those fighting games, every fighting game was almost the same, really.
That's pretty interesting. You know, it's a nice little history into the Street Fighter franchise.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go into like the Mortal Kombat franchise next time.
Oh, don't get me started.
Oh, no, now we have to.
That's my favorite franchise.
No, that's good. That's good.
Now we're
We
bringing
can
the
go back
Radicals.
into like the reasons why they named it Mortal Kombat again instead
Or
of just like going
the
Mortal Kombat
reasons-
52.
Or the reasons why they started the E ESRB.
Oh, that's a whole. No.
That's like
no.
an entire episode.
Yeah, that's a whole. Yeah.
Like we'll just have a spin-off show come onto this network for you, man.
There you
It'll be
go.
called ESRB.
No, I don't like that.
Serb. You know how like a long time ago there used to be
Bubonics.
There used to be a show called Chips because it was the adventures of the California Highway Patrol. They were called Chips. Oh my god. Chips. Serbs.
It's Serbs.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of word you can get out of that, but it's gonna be called the Serbs. And that's your fighting segment.
There you go.
Thanks, Deacon. I appreciate it.
No, you don't.
So I think we're down to another end of another awesome show, huh?
Getting close.
Getting close? I think
So
we are at
still
the
have
end.
time to have fun.
No, I think
No?
we should go out and Smurf.
You know, no, don't.
Uh,
If you start this, I'm done now.
but it's only.
It's only wait. We're in Southern California. We can't really, match our time with. Well, yeah, we can, but all right. So this is Radio1337, UrbanNightsRadio.com, the sound of artists. Signing off. This is Mouse and
Vixen.
Deacon.
and
Tengu.
Tengu signing off. Peace.